Good afternoon. It's Brent Lowe coming to you with a day after St. Patrick's Day fireside chat. There's some scuttlebutt going around town, and I'm just really trying to clarify some information to all the stakeholders out there in Butts County land. Just to give you a little background, on February 9th, the board and I received a letter from an email, from Clifford Marshall, who is the representative from District 4 on the Board of Education, stating that he was going to resign his seat as of February 27th. And we later found out it was he planned to run for county commissioner. Well, what that does is that opens up a board slot, and there are several ways that you have to address this. And if there's a local ordinance, you must follow the local ordinance. So what we immediately started doing was checking to see if we had a local ordinance in Butts County for a vacated seat due to death or resignation of a Board of Education. Well, we don't. So therefore we have to fall back on the Georgia law. And the Georgia law is such that we have to appoint someone from the voting block of District 4. The board has to appoint someone to serve as a board member until a special called election. And that special called election will be, whoever wins that special called election will fulfill the District 4 slot, or the slot of the vacated slot. So I say all this to say there are specific rules and regulations that we must follow. I've dealt with this before in other counties, and just so you know, this one has been a little bit unique, though, in the fact of the timeline of when everything happens, and the fact that on May 19th we have a general primary. So because of that and the timing of this resignation, what we're doing is we have appointed Miss Arnita Watson to serve as the District 4 board member until the May 19th special election, which will be in conjunction with the general primary. The law states that we have to have a separate qualifying date that is 2.5 days. The Board of Elections has gotten all this taken care of and has worked hand in hand with the Secretary of State's office to make sure that we were above the board and by law to the letter of the law. So I'm going to read this to you. I don't like to do this, but I'm going to read it to you just so there will be no misinformation out there. But there will be a call for a special election to be published in the newspaper of appropriate circulation, OCGA 21-2-2, subparagraph 3. Notice is hereby given in accordance to OCGA 21-2-540. A special election shall be held in Butts County to fill the vacancy in the office of the Board of Education District 4 caused by the resignation of the Honorable Clifford Marshall. This special election will be held on May 19th, 2026. Qualifying for the special election shall be held at the Board of Elections beginning 8 a.m. on March 19th, ending at 5 p.m. on March 23rd, 2026. The qualifying fee shall be $144. All persons who are not registered to vote and who desire to register to vote in this special election may register to vote through the close of business on April 20th, 2026. Okay? Early voting will begin on April 27th, 2026. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on election day. Should there be a runoff, Such runoff will be held June 16th, 2026. Okay, this came from Ms. Nicole Taylor of the Elections Office of Butts County, working hand in hand with the Secretary of State, 100% by law. So let me recap what has happened. We had a board member resign on the 27th of February, was his last day in office. The board has appointed Ms. Arnita Watson to serve as a District 4 board member until the May 19th election. You have 2.5 days to get qualified on the 19th and 20th, and then again on the 23rd for this election. So we're not doing anything under the table. That's 100% verbatim by the statute. Like I said, this timing was just just a strange coincidence that the timing happened when it did, because we do have 3 other board elections that same day, but that's following their normal cycle. 1 contested, 2 uncontested. So, but if you're from District 4, you have the opportunity to qualify and be elected on the 19th. Thank you.